I thought Sacramento State did a great job preparation. They did as well as they could do. Obviously, they didn't make any shots. It was hard for them to stay in the game. But they competed really hard. David's a great coach. And, they made us play, which is what we need. So they made us compete. They made us make adjustments. They made us work to get away from them. And that's what you want out of a game like this. So congratulations to them. I hope they have a great year. Jalen Clark had 16 deflections. He's got to stop dribbling off his foot, but other than that, he had 7 steals, but he had 5 turnovers. But for us, he's got to be an elite defensive player. Because we have a team where he has to be fill that role. Tiger and Jaime are not going to date, but they're not going to fill that role. Amari can as well. As Amari gets adjusted to college basketball, he's athletic enough and tough enough to be an elite defensive player as well. But right now, Jalen's a junior, so I thought when he stepped it up defensively, the game changed.
Coach, you weren't too happy about the defensive effort after the last game. What were your thoughts about this game?
Well, you've been around me long enough to know I'm never really happy. I will let you know, though, it's very important. I'm not like this in the off-season. I'm actually a pretty decent guy. I like to have a good time, have a cigar, a glass of wine, maybe tell some jokes. Really, just so you know, I'm not always miserable. I think you're starting to judge me. Look, they got that. When you hold a team to 50 points, force 21 turnovers is much better. But again, though, it wasn't good early. Our intensity wasn't good early. Comfortable teams shoot a high percentage. I haven't been an assistant for 20 years, but I worked for 2 of the best coaches ever. And both of them did it in different ways. But that's why they're in the Hall of Fame. And they both said the same thing. And we let Sac State be comfortable and run their offense too much early. So, but again, for us, until Dillon and Amari and Abramo can make an impact defensively, and hopefully when Will gets back, right now it's got to be Jalen. He's the guy that can take things away and wreak havoc for us. Everybody's got a role. These guys, their era's the Warriors, mine's the Bulls. Everybody had a role on the Lakers Showtime. Jalen's, that's his role for us. He's obviously improved offensively, 7 for 7. We're not going to, the real long answer, we're never going to play well defensively unless he's all over the place. He just can do things other guys can't.
Mac, he was out all last season. What did you think about his performance tonight?
Well, with the Dem out tonight, Mac really has only had about a week of live practice. So we knew he was going to be a nervous wreck, but we needed him tonight. So he's really just practicing his way back into form. He had 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, so I'm happy with that. I knew he was going to be a nervous wreck when they left him open, and he's by far the best shooter of all of our bigger guys. Not even close, but he was, his first game in a year, in a year and a half almost. So it's good to get him out there, though, to start building his conditioning back, his confidence back. Because we're going to need to play him at times as he gets more mobile. He'll play some 4 when Jaime comes out. You always have to prepare for things to happen. Because since I've been here, I don't know if we've played 3 in a row without a guy getting injured.
Coach, can you give some more clarity on Adem? Is that a suspension?
It's 1 game. I didn't suspend.
Right.
I don't know what they announced.
Due to NCAA, I have to read it, but...
You got it, Alex?
I have it. Freshman Adem is being withheld from this evening's game against Sacramento State in accordance with the NCAA.
It was 1 game.
Okay. That's it. Why?
You want me to read it again?
Well, what does that mean, Coach, I guess is the question.
Call the NCAA.
Okay, fair enough. And then my other question for you is, there was a point there Sacramento State went on an 8-0 run. You put Tiger Campbell into the game, and you guys went on a huge run with kind of some of the older guys. Is that kind of a microcosm of dealing with the younger guys and the savvy veterans as the game ebbs and flows?
I'm trying to figure out the question there.
Was that a microcosm of what you feel like you're going to have to deal with throughout the year, dealing with some younger guys and then having those savvy veterans kind of come in and
Yeah, well,
spark
look,
the game?
I mean, it's pretty simple. We got talented young guys, but if we're going to be a great team, Tiger and Jaime got to be All-American status guys. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't know if the Fab Five. I mean, nobody in this era has won it with all freshmen. I can name you the starters on Duke's last title and Kentucky's last title, and they had both those teams had veteran starters. So yeah, I mean, my point is, you veteran guys got to carry it, especially early in the year.
And just
For us to be great, they have to be great.
And just touch on Amari and Andrew, just kind of that.
Oh, Dylan and
first
Amari,
game
it's
out
just
there.
a process for both of them. You know, they're both super talented guys, just feeling their way out. You know, they had never played in a game against a team that did what Sacramento State did defensively. The way, you know, with the European style of cutting the court in half, that was new for them to see. It's hard to simulate it in practice. You know, and to be honest with this is another aspect. I'm still learning I have to learn them and what they're good at and how I can get Amari in spots where he's comfortable offensively. Dylan's really learning how to play point guard. Like, call out the offense, learn the offense, and make reads. So I have to help him with that. And with Amari, I'm still trying to figure out where the best places to put him where he can be effective. And that part of it's my job. You know, but it's a learning process as you get guys in the game. And, you know, there are certain guys are more comfortable shooting certain shots and on certain spots on the floor.
Thanks, Coach.
Then you must have laryngitis or something.
No, just a terrible deadline.
I forgot it. Wow. I hope in a few years all our games are at 6 instead of this on the Big Ten network. So it's, you know, 8 and 9 back there. I mean, I've had enough of this for a lifetime.
I will ask one though, Jaime, just back to the guy you saw before all the ankle stuff. How good does he look out there?
I thought Jaime had a good game for him. He's all, you know, but that's far from his best.
I mean, does it look like he's moving around easier than he was last
Oh,
year?
he's 100% healthy. Yeah, Jaime's totally healthy. Running faster, jumping higher, all that. But look, he can't get 30 every night. Tonight is one of those nights. You know, 6 for 14. That's rare for him. I don't like that. You know, if I was picking at him, he had no offensive rebounds, and he's become such an elite scorer that I got to coach him better to make sure he goes and rebounds when other guys are shooting, because we need that from him.
Is his energy any different, given that he doesn't have to kind of deal with, you know, the ankle things he was doing?
Oh, heck yeah. But you would, even when Jaime was hurt, he was never going to let you know. He's a throwback. I mean, he's like, you know, the guys in the 80s, like Kevin McHale, who played the playoffs with a broken foot. I knew it last year. Very few players this day and age would have played on with bone spurs in their ankle with a pro career in front of them. You know, he's not in here tonight, but I'm sure he would be able to tell you. I mean, he would run faster, jump higher. I mean, he was playing on 2 bad wheels last year.
And my apologies for coming in late, but have you ever seen a player in the opener do what Jalen did? Perfect from the field, 8 rebounds, 7 steals. I mean, that's a pretty good all-around game for an opener.
Just got to eliminate the 5 turnovers. There's no point in stealing it if you give it right back. Nah, he's awesome defensively. So we talked about it at length, but he's got to be an elite defensive player. That's, for us to be great, everybody on his team's got to play a role. You know, Dave's got to be one of the best 6 man in America. Okay, Amari, Dylan, and them got to be great freshmen. You know, Tiger, Jaime got to be All-Americans. Jalen Clark's got to dominate the game the way Jalen Clark can dominate the game. So We got pieces that can fit really well. Everybody's got to understand that. But he's a one-man press. There's a difference. See, some guys are on defense. Some guys play defense. Some guys hide on defense and rest. They're just on that end of the floor. They're not really playing defense. He's always playing defense. And it's time for me to get somebody